Almost 2 decades ago, when Sierra Leone was in the grip of civil war, troops from Nigeria were deployed to protect civilians. But instead, some of the peacekeepers turned on those they were meant to safeguard. Atrocities captured on camera by journalist Sorious Samura. Now that harrowing footage is central to an extraordinary legal campaign to get justice for the victims.
Sierra Leone, West Africa. In 1998 and 1999, Nigerian peacekeepers murdered, raped, and tortured Sierra Leonean civilians and got away with it. This footage of the Nigerian peacekeepers was filmed by a local cameraman, Sorious Samura, and broadcast around the world 17 years ago in a documentary called Cry Freetown.
But there was a silent majority suffering.
The Nigerians had been invited to protect civilians by the Sierra Leonean government, which was embroiled in a brutal civil war against rebel militias. But instead of being protectors, many became butchers. After the end of the conflict in 2002, a United Nations-funded tribunal was established to prosecute serious crimes committed during the civil war. But the Nigerian crimes were ignored, brushed under the carpet of history. After 18 years of silence, a team of international lawyers is reopening the case.
My name is Kareem Khan, and I'm leading this case representing victims that have suffered so much. The case is being conducted by myself, Dato Shamla Alagendra of Malaysia, my brother Ibrahim Yilla from Sierra Leone. We're doing the case pro bono to do something for the victims, raped, executed, tortured, largely by Nigerian troops that came in to protect.
Come on in, please.
Chief Registrar, how are you, sir?
Fine, thank you.
One has seen in the United Nations allegations of peacekeeper abuses.
There needs to be this underline that those that are charged with official mandates to protect must do precisely that.
Out of the 9 cases that we filed today, 5 of those cases also include video evidence filmed by the acclaimed journalist Sorious Samura. We have such clear evidence, and nothing ever has been done.
Given that after 19 years, no international mechanism has even attempted to secure redress for this class of victim, we now have filed today, this morning, a case. It's a request for redress to put in place proper investigation and accountability mechanisms. We know there's a different government in Sierra Leone, a different government in Nigeria. Is there a way to get a solution? I have every confidence that hopefully justice may be possible after all this time for the victims.
Lamine Mansoure was 5 years old when the Nigerian peacekeepers, otherwise known as ECOMOG, came to his area.
The therefore say that everybody need for vacate from the community and move Corona Stadium. My mommy, my daddy, my granny, and my 2 younger sisters will be there on the pipeline. So one boy will be there at the community. They will come up then and see the boy in a rebel. My daddy and my mommy, they will say this boy not a rebel. My mommy and my daddy, then we all my 2 younger sisters then. At that time, they would not shoot me, mommy, me daddy, and me two younger sisters. So they don't shoot them now, they send me to the far. Me granny for go, they ace me to the far. Escape puts me kind of home back, so we there. From that time, they do the ECOMOG then. Kill my two parents and my two younger sisters. Up to date now, I'm still on struggle. Anytime I think about that, alive, I'm not getting more anybody alive, what will say mom or dad or younger sister. So I really feel sad over that against the ECOMOG.
In December 1998, as the civil war raged in the provinces, there were rumors of an imminent rebel attack on the nation's capital, Freetown. Sorious Samura was a local cameraman living in the city.
For us who were living in the city, we were just living in permanent fear. The peacekeepers, ECOMOG, were the ones who were defending us at that time. It was on the morning of the 6th of January, 1999, a friend of mine called on the phone and said, the rebels are here. I took the camera and from the window, I started filming the rebels. I just thought what was happening in my country needed to be seen. It needed to be filmed. So I made the decision to step out. Those 9-10 days, what I filmed, what I saw, what I witnessed, I pray nobody sees it in their own country. The peacekeepers, they lost the plot completely. This is meant to be a well-trained, disciplined peacekeeping force. Here I was now with the camera. They're letting me film that madness. I was too confused. I was just lost.
It will be all 16 years. We die so. If I'm before speaking. So then and they also been there. Na kokalin suiton. Then we them below each. Some people can go by group. So na Jibila follow them bobo there. Say mama, blah go look for wood because no been get nothing. Na been coffee been get small, follow go well. So he go, but he no be return again. Then and then now we see don't we not see Jibila. I go to him, Papa. I tell him, I say I not see Jibila return. We try for look, but to no avail.
I saw the soldiers actually, first of all, beating one guy. I saw the other guy on the far side begging. He was desperately crying, I am not a rebel, please don't kill me. I know people will be thinking, why just stand there and film? But I had no choice. And I just kept that short.
When people see him, they say they see Jibila, they don't make the film. I don't ever watch him. I don't ever look him. One day, we go na ferry, Now they play, they are inside the ferry, and they put this plate on. As I see them, I see and I say, now but to me. I know it's me again. Say, they play the film down. And they put to me. So I don't feel fine. If they take this, I not be can to myself. We are forced them.
Straight away, there were guys standing by the wheelbarrow, and with the boy still kicking, they dumped him into the wheelbarrow. That boy begging for his life, boom, and within minutes to be thrown here in a big mass grave. A lot of family members will never, ever find out that some of their loved ones ended up here. These innocent souls who paid a dear price at the hands of peacekeepers.
The Special Court for Sierra Leone was established in 2002 to prosecute those most responsible for serious crimes committed during the war. Shamala Alejandra was one of the prosecutors at the court and is now the driving force behind the renewed effort to seek justice.
The Special Court did have jurisdiction over the Nigerian troops. We had video evidence. The whole world has seen what has happened, and it may have been probably one of the easiest cases to prosecute, and we didn't. There was just now complete silence on victims of ECOMOG crimes.
18 years have gone by, 18 years of inaction against these Nigerian troops, despite the most compelling evidence any prosecutor could possibly have. And that can't be tolerated.
Over 16, 17 years, I have these tapes here. They're just lying there, gathering dust, and I kept, thinking, wishing somebody should just do something about this. When the call came from Karim and Shamila, I was excited. Finally, these tapes are going to be useful. These tapes are going to be used in the court of law to actually bring some of these people to account.
Filing the case on your behalf.
We're collecting the evidence, evaluating the evidence, and see what we can do to assist these victims. Nobody has tried the Nigerian ECOMOG soldiers for what they did to these people.
Those guys, we are very, very inhuman. They treated me like a beast. Right now, I know how I'm feeling.
Take your time.
Yeah?
These were victims who were abandoned. They felt they were spectators of justice. And instead of just slipping through little cracks of justice, I think those cracks became gaping holes. Even if it's 20 years later, we are reopening this issue.
Name ya Karim na Kintoma bine ya Gombota binde, we ECOMOG then can hold me mama. As we reach show, no question, the family mama na was born. When I'm your last small brother, in a scene I kill, in their man, he take money. They say, where the money? When they hold me, they begin beating me. And up till now, that day they affect me, that beat where they beat me. I feel pain all over my body, up till now. Later now, I think say my boss man get the information. He said, they don't hold me. He said, they don't hold you, Bobo. Look at the under. Say, innocent. Then they came me go to hospital. But I be afraid say I not go. I said because if I can't go just now, they will kill me. Mama. The next day, Karim can't tell him Mama the last goodbye. Can't tell him Mama the last goodbye. I gotta go tell me Mama goodbye.
How she stayed alive that long, it went on for hours.
I the only talk I don't mean Mama able to talk to me. Say take care of his sister. Say okay, Mama. I will take care of my sister. Say respect people. Say okay, Ma.
Seeing that level of punishment being dished on to your mother, and you can't do anything.
That's in the smaller case. They buy the water size, so I see don't know Mama, don't they off. Later now what me party can't tell me say I see them go kill him Mama then I can go somewhere. Then just push them inside the hole fire there. Say they not die safe now. Then cover there. I say when I saw God mark for me, they don't go off.
As a witness in the case, Sorious Samura travelled to The Hague in October 2017 to provide his testimony.
In my preparation to come and talk to them, I took that journey again down memory lane, and some of the things, it haunts you. It's traumatic, but for me, it's a few days. But these people who saw their loved ones really being brutalized, being murdered in front of their own eyes, they're gonna live it forever. Even if we can register in the consciences of the powers that be that something like this should never go unpunished.
Sorry, if you don't mind, we want to start from the very beginning.
And I said, well, I'm not, because she knew me, and so we agreed. I said, I'm setting up now with these guys. And
Did you hear word said that he should be taken down, out and killed?
Kill him was what I heard.
So sorry, this one, pause it. What did Kopi say there? On the earlier segment?
We must get this. He didn't finish the statement. He walked away from the camera. That's the kill and That's the kill I'm saying. All of them are Nigerians. You know, they've already caught his ear. I should have saved some of these guys. I struggle with this. I will beg them to forgive me. I perhaps could have done better. I hope they understand.
Thank you so much.
He had one red T-shirt, but no brief, no trousers. So they brought him right to where the bullets were hitting, and they put him there. The way Moses screamed, before even touching, you could see that there was something weird.
I first met Moses in 1996. I'm a caregiver. According to Father Beton, he said he found him in the gutter. He was a child with a mental disability.
He was just like some desperate being, like, I don't know what's going on around me. And we had no idea that it's because he can't talk. What was to come for the poor boy?
He went out for almost 4 days. At this time, we could not go out because the ECOMOG, we are very intensified in our area.
These men decided to get Moses back on the back of that truck. And these guys were punching the sides, you know, with those boots kicking his side.
When we first saw the video, everyone was shocked to see how he was tortured.
This is a boy. He's a little boy. So dish out that type of punishment on that small boy, it's unforgivable.
Belief that the Nigerian perpetrators will be directly targeted by the case has sustained Sorious through his dealings with the legal team. But now he hears the case is taking a different path.
Over the last 12 months, we've gone through the videos of Sorious Samura. We've conducted investigations on the ground in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone. Witnesses have been spoken to, statements have been taken, and we're now in a position to put forward the 9 claims. I tried last year to file a case in Nigeria, and they wrote back and said no. They only had jurisdiction on the territory of Nigeria. So we were confronted with the problem how to obtain redress. We decided the first course of action that was compelling was the one that sought the Sierra Leone government to do what a state should do, which is to protect the fundamental constitutional rights of its citizens. And as one of the reliefs sought in that claim is for the state to start a proper accountability process, because the state is in charge of law enforcement. They have international standing to make requests to other states, and so they are in a privileged position.
This is going to be difficult for all of us. I didn't sign up, I've got to be honest, to sue the Sierra Leonean government. Initially, what I agreed to work on is to bring up this case against the Nigerians and the Nigerian government. I don't think it is the Sierra Leone government we should run for. I think we'll have to go for the Nigerian government and the soldiers.
It's our hope that at the end of this process, that there be criminal investigations and criminal cases further down the line in relation to the perpetrators that appear on the videos and have been named in the statements. But the important thing really is, after all these years, to start with a claim before a court in a case that we say is well-founded.
Maybe technically the lawyers see that this is the best way to help these people. But for me, I don't think it's right to sue the Sierra Leone government, or I personally don't believe that I would give evidence against the Sierra Leone government. Nigerian government, Nigerian soldiers, yes, anytime.
As lawyers, our fundamental and my fundamental responsibility is to provide objective legal advice to the clients. And it is to try to obtain redress for those clients according to the law. And we'll use every legal option in our arsenal to put forward the best case for those victims that we represent.
This is very, very uncomfortable. This is very difficult. This is a position that I wasn't thinking I was going to be in.
Tomorrow, we are going to be filing the cases for you before the Supreme Court. And we are asking the Supreme Court to give you redress. In the last 19 years, you have been forgotten. You are an example of what happened to many, many, many people, unfortunately. We can't promise you we'll win this case, but we're trying our best. We've spoken to you, we've investigated, we have done a lot of work. We pray that the law can protect and address what happened, but it's a really worthwhile case. So I'm really honored to be representing each and every one of you.
The legal case is now with the Supreme Court of Sierra Leone, and the lawyers await its response. The government of Sierra Leone must decide if it's going to fight the case or respond to demands that it take on responsibility for establishing a process of accountability for crimes committed by Nigerian peacekeepers almost 2 decades ago.
We asked the Nigerian army to respond to the issues raised by this film. We have not yet had a reply.